afternoon, and thanks for watching today. I'm Marianna Langston, a nutrition educator with Southern University Ag Center's nutrition programs. And today we're going to talk about some essentials of cooking. And we'll have some tips and tricks of everything that you'll need to help you make those recipes and meals much better. So first off, we've all seen those advertisements for all the new and trendy gadgets. Buying all those kitchen gadgets is not necessary to become a great cook. In fact, you can prepare amazing foods with just some basic tools and knowledge of how to cook. Once you've learned the basics, you can begin trying new cooking techniques and recipes. So the four main ideas that we're going to talk about are your recipes, baking and cooking terms, your measuring skills, and kitchen equipment. A recipe is just a list of ingredients and directions for preparing a specific food. Not all recipes are written in the same way. Some of the recipes are easier to follow than others. Our three most common formats that you see are standard format, active format, and narrative format. We'll talk about those in just a moment. The standard format, ingredients are listed in the order of use, and then your step-by-step instructions are listed below those. Active format, the instructions are written with each set of ingredients. That would mean that it would give you a set of ingredients and then put the instructions right below those, and it would continue that way through the whole recipe. The narrative format, the recipe is going to be written in a paragraph format. Ingredients are listed in order of use, followed by the steps used to prepare the recipe. This format is often used in magazines and newspapers because it takes up less space than your standard format. Now, choosing those recipes, that's one of the key things that you need to think about when you're beginning to cook. Things to look for when you're choosing them would be, are the necessary ingredients listed, such as over there in that red box to the side. That lists the ingredients in the order with an exact amount. And that's the next question you have to ask yourself. Does it state the exact amount of each ingredient needed? Now, are the instructions provided in clear step-by-step writing below? And that's in the blue box. If you don't have the instructions written in those step-by-step clear sentences, it could lead to some confusion. Now, does it tell you what size pots or pans you're going to need? Such as this one where it says to grease the muffin pans. That lets you know that you're going to need a muffin pan to prepare the recipe. The next and last question is the cooking time and temperature listed. If you notice just before the instructions, it says to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. So that's going to let you know what your cooking temperature is. In the last box, it says bake for 25 to 30 minutes. So that's going to give you how much time it's going to take for you to prepare those muffins. Now, when you start to use a recipe, read through the entire recipe before you start to prepare. Make sure you understand all the terms and abbreviations in that recipe. It might be that you see something that asks for, say, 3 and then a small TSP. That would mean that it wanted you to use 3 teaspoons. But if you saw a 3 and a large T or a TBSP, that would mean 3 tablespoons. So make sure you know those abbreviations to help you prepare that recipe. Now, assemble all the ingredients and equipment before you ever start to prepare your dish that you're going to make. Do any necessary preparations such as preheating your oven or greasing a pan. Complete preparation of specific ingredients such as chopped onions. This will help make the preparation much easier once you start on making the dish. Measure exactly. And if you don't measure exactly the amounts that they're asking for, It could result in an end product not being as tasty. Follow each direction and cook or bake at the temperature and time that it directs. All right, so cooking and baking terms. Sometimes it may feel like you need a recipe dictionary for terms that you see in those recipes. Most likely, you're already using many of those techniques and just haven't realized that you are. Now, each term has specific meaning. Understanding and using the correct technique will help you create those tasty dishes. There are many cooking and baking terms. However, we do see some more often than others. Some of the more common ones would be things such as beat. That simply means to rapidly stir to make a mixture smooth. And that could be with a whisk, a spoon, or with a mixer. Blend. That means to mix two ingredients or more together. Mix. To stir ingredients together with a spoon, fork, or electric mixer until well combined. Slice. That just means that you're going to cut everything into thin, flat pieces or to cut through with a knife. Chop. That's when you're cutting that food into small pieces. Dice simply means you're going to cut it into small, square-shaped pieces. And mince would be very tiny pieces of food. All right, so our measuring skills. Now, measuring accurately is probably the most important skill to have when preparing food. All ingredients are not measured the same. Dry and liquid ingredients are measured differently. Common measuring tools include dry measuring cups, liquid measuring cups, and your measuring spoons. Now, dry measuring cups are used for measuring larger amounts of ingredients, and liquid measuring cups are used for measuring fluid ingredients such as water, milk, and oil. All right, so on to measuring our dry ingredients. Dry measure cups are used for measuring large amounts of ingredients such as flour or cornmeal or sugar. Spoon or scoop the dry ingredient into the measuring cup. Then run a spatula across the top of the cup to level off your surfaces. Measuring liquid ingredients. Use a liquid measuring cup for fluids like water, oil, or milk. Use a liquid measuring cup that is see-through, such as the one in the picture, where you can place that cup on a flat surface, fill it to the appropriate line, and then view it at eye level to make sure you have the correct amount of liquid. Measuring spoons. Those are going to be used for measuring small amounts of powder, spices, and other dry ingredients. Now, the same as with the measuring cups, you're going to fill the spoon and then level it with the straight edge of a spatula or knife. Many containers now, such as things like baking powder, come with that built-in edge for leveling off. Measuring spoons can be used to measure small amounts of liquid ingredients also. Measure a liquid in a measuring spoon by filling it full to the edges. All right, so kitchen equipment. Having the right kitchen tools and equipment can make preparing foods much easier. However, you do not have to have every tool or new gadget in the store. Having good quality versatile items will help you prepare those meals and snacks. Start your collection of kitchen gadgets and tools with a few versatile items, then add items as you need them. When choosing items for your kitchen, think about what you cook mostly and choose items that will make cooking easier. Some basic equipment would be things such as cutting boards. Now those come in a variety of sizes, shapes, and are made from a variety of materials. Make sure to take into consideration what you're going to use those for before you purchase them. Mixing bowls. Those also come in a variety of sizes and can be made from plastic, glass, or metal. Be sure to select a variety of sizes and make sure they have lids. And also take into consideration possibly having some that are metal and some that are plastic, or glass, whichever you think is going to suit your needs the most. Pots, pans, and skillets. Same thing with those. Choose a variety of sizes that will suit your cooking needs. If you know you're cooking large amounts of food, then you know you're going to need some larger pots and pans and skillets. If you normally cook smaller amounts, then you could buy the smaller pots and pans and skillets. Baking dishes and pans. Make sure to have some smaller and some larger. This is going to help when you start preparing those dishes because some recipes call for specific size such as an 8-inch square or a 13 by 9. Remember to think about what you make a lot of before you purchase those. Utensils. This is going to be your items like spatulas, whisks, slotted spoons, large spoons, and vegetable peelers. Make sure to get a good selection that are sturdy and will last you for a good length of time. Knife. Select knife sizes that you will use frequently. And also think about knives that can be used for several different meal preparation tasks. Colanders. Those come in a variety of sizes and are typically made from metal and plastic. Think about having some of each kind because if you're draining hot foods, the metal ones may be better instead of the plastic. All right, so a quick review of our kitchen essentials. Recipes. Remember to choose recipes that give you a list of ingredients and clear step-by-step instructions, including those cooking times and temperatures. Cooking and baking terms. Make sure you become familiar with the common cooking and baking terms. Measuring skills. Remember that accurate measuring can help ensure your dish is delicious. And make sure to use the appropriate type of measuring cup or spoon for the ingredient. Kitchen equipment. Choose kitchen tools and gadgets that are versatile and will help you when preparing those dishes. And start with the basic items and then add to them as you increase your variety of dishes you're preparing. All right, so now after learning more about kitchen essentials, I challenge you to brush up on your basic cooking skills and knowledge. Refreshing your knowledge of these skills and even learning new skills may help make your cooking meals more enjoyable, and it could help you prepare those meals faster. Refreshing your knowledge may also help you rediscover your love of cooking, or it could just inspire you to become more creative in the kitchen. Once again, thank you for joining today, and be sure to complete one of our surveys. Thank you again. I'm Marianna Langston, nutrition educator with the Southern University Ag Center Nutrition Programs.